Hi, this is Kim Pinkney, and welcome to my channel. Alrighty, so today I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing this right, but I'm going to be drawing Zenitsu onto the other sleeve of my jacket, my hoodie, and let's see, I gotta make sure that he's facing in the right direction. Yeah, okay. I wanted to find one where he was woke and fighting, but I've only found one, and I'm like, all right, fine. So I'm gonna draw him just kind of looking cowardly, but not asleep. Let's see, I just got to gauge where I want to start him. Okay, so here's the top of the sleeve right here. I got to have room for his sword, which will be about right there, right there, right there. So his head should start about right here. Yeah, he is my least favorite until I saw him wake up, and that was it. I was like, dang, this anime just keeps surprising me and surprising me. So, if you guys get a chance, definitely watch it. It's pretty awesome. I just love animes that keep me like off, you know. I can't predict what's going to happen. So many things are so typical that you expect things to happen. And it's like, yeah, I kind of expect stuff to happen here, but this one, I was like, wow, I like this. And they try to justify it with like a little backstory at the time, and sometimes I think it's kind of cheap that but you got to learn about their life eventually or somehow in order to justify their superpowers or ninja powers or their training and things like that, because you only have 30 minutes, 15 minutes with commercials and whatnot to tell your story. So, I mean, they got to do what they got to do. So, I'm not going to fault them for it. And I do like consuming this anime. It's one of the things I look forward to on Saturdays. It's like a Saturday morning cartoon. I miss those. Let me make sure my sound is on. That way everybody can hear me if you must. Okay, good, good, good. Everything's good. Are you good? I'm good. Alright, so I'm working on the eyes now. And pretty much what I want to do, because I have to prime this for the paint, I just can't directly paint uh, onto black. It just gets absorbed way too much. And with a little bit of white on here, it goes a long way in making it as bright and as vibrant as it needs to be. Yeah, I'm gonna go through a lot of white paint. Now I'm not gonna go all balls deep into drawing all the detail because it's gonna get covered up by the white paint. It does help when it comes to doing, the final pens and stuff like that. So there will be some detail, but just enough so that I can stay in proportion and excuse me, and go ahead and get this in. Sorry about the coughing. I didn't get to catch myself. Now I'm going to try to do some of the detail with one of my painter's markers. Let's see. Find it here. There we go. And I go through these really fast. This one's fine. And the one I want is the ultra fine. This is another fine. Where's my ultra fine? Are you ultra fine? Looks like you're just fine. Okay, be fine. Let's see. A little bit ultra fines in here. There it is. I think this is it. And it's just that the tip is a little different, that I should be able to get some of these details. And it's kind of inspiring to have these guys, you know, part of it, you know, it keeps me motivated to see, you know, the unfinished. And it's like, I want to finish it. I want to finish it. Oh my God, I got to finish it. Okay, so let's get his little timid eyes. And I like this, that they're human. You know, it's like, what am I doing here? What the hell? How did I get roped into this? You know, you see their human sides, their emotions. They don't emote as much as, like, what's that one? Samurai Champloo, where their faces are, you know, distorting and whatnot like that, which is another good one. Excuse me. But yeah, you still feel the emotion. I mean, you feel it, and it's pretty awesome. They don't start out all OP and stuff like that, which is, I like the Iron Man approach, where Tony Stark had to learn how to use the suit in a very comical fashion, and it made that refreshing, you know. And that's one of the things I like about this one, is that they don't start out all OP, you know, have some backstory to justify why they're OP. And they get their butt kicked a lot, and that's cool too. You know, they got the blood, the coughing up blood, the broken bones, you know, but you got to recover pretty fast. It's just a bit of fun ride so far. And they don't have the advantage of being born at a different time, you know, like knowledge of stuff to give them an advantage, you know, present day and things like that. And yet some animes, they have them like older men, pretty smart guys, who can get over, or savvy kids who are great at fighting in video games, and thus, you know, they become this OP, godlike creature. Nope. Just some average people who are caught up in a world that really sucks right now for them. Yeah, if I can find a lighter toned hoodie, I'm definitely gonna go for it. Priming is for the birds, but seeing this stuff on black, it just looks freaking awesome. Do do do. Okay, so I think the trick to this is to, um, or what I'm going to try to do, I'm just going to go ahead and cover this all in white. I don't care about the lines right now. But the face, I want to kind of at least get everything in the right area and proportions and stuff like that. So white is where the main bit of paint is going to go. And what I'll do is I'll paint all the way up to the white. I'm going to go ahead and start priming some of this now before I move downwards. All this is going to be white. Yeah, with this, it even has a hard time overcoming the black. So it seems easier to paint with the white first, and then if anything that needs to stay white, I mean, really be very a bright white, I should switch to the painters. But I was going to try to see. Oh, I hate this song. It sounds like an error. This is called Sad Expression by Mizik. It's one of those staff pick songs in the Beats area in Epidemic Sound, and it sounds like crap. I don't even have time to wait for the vocalization because it just sounds like something messing up on a computer. It's intentional, I suppose. Yeah, the fuzz is getting kicked up. I don't know if you can see that. The fuzz is getting kicked up with this. I don't think it's... I think I might have gone dry. Let me see. Yeah, when this stuff flows, it is freaking amazing. Come on, you. I wish I could refill it. There we go. And this is kind of what you'd see if you were painting directly onto the shirt. The jacket will just absorb what you've done. Like right now it comes out bright, but as soon as it starts to dry, it gets this dull color. Let's see. But these areas right here are really tiny. I might just go ahead and come back with my white paint that's next to me. Ordinarily, I like to draw the entire figure first, but I'd end up having to move this down. I'm going to use my heat gun to make this thing expedite a little bit faster in the drying process. Yeah, this is the downside. This is the fuzz that gets kicked up from this thing. Let me just hit the very tiny spots. And then the rest will just end up being paintbrush. Now he's got these tiny triangles on his outfit. Those will definitely be hitting with one of these. La la la. So let's see. Okay, so his nose is really small down here. When you draw on fabric, you might want to go bigger than you would usually go. Only because of the size of the brush, the size of the pencil tip. You want to try to stay larger. If you've got and plus you've got fabric to overcome, the texture of the fabric, and it makes it hard to get really great detail on the fabric itself. So let me go ahead and continue. I just want to make sure everything's in proportion before I throw paint down. And then as I put the paint on, I'll definitely have to adjust again. This is just the nature of the beast. Nature of the beast. Okay, so his hair is going to be coming down, coming down. I'm trying to get as accurate as a look as possible because I want it to look like the characters. Because I'm a fan. But I do like, I'd like to see what my style would look like with the characters, but I don't want to say I'm a purist, but I like to see the characters looking like themselves. Fans' interpretation. I don't know. When I do my own, when I like take another picture and then change the way they look into like my style, I feel like I've cheated the original creator. I don't know. It's not like I don't like the way I draw. It's just that it's like I should be doing my own characters. I shouldn't be like taking somebody else's and like making them black or something like that if they weren't that way. You know, I don't know. Maybe I see them as like real people. I don't want to say real people, but you know, an entity that should be kept by itself. You know, a purist, I guess. I'm a purist. Oh my god. I mean, I do appreciate other people who take the effort and make the character look like, you know, in their style. You know, they take the outfit and everything and they just draw it the way they would draw it. That's cool. But for me, I'm like, I can't do that. It's just, it doesn't feel right to me. I'm one of those weirdos. I am a weirdo. So I want to draw the character looking like the character. There's nothing wrong with anybody else doing it. I just don't feel it for myself. It messes with my conscience. And yeah, I got a conscience, damn it. I can't do it. Okay, so thinking ahead, he's going to, like, this doesn't look anything like him right now. All this is going to be covered with like flesh tone. I just want to make sure I got the right proportions, like these eyes aren't too close together. Like this should have been like maybe a little bit further over. And the cool thing about white is that it's easy to paint over. Look at all this fuzz. Yeah, definitely not going to outline with the painters in these little special places. Wow, lots of fuzz getting kicked up. Usually you don't have that much fuzz getting kicked up. And it'll come out on the in the paint. Let's see. Maybe I'll wipe it down with something that's a little bit rough. Okay, moving forward. Okay, so that's a good size head. And it'll be tilted more. That's about it. Okay, so I can paint that. I'm going to move this hoop down. I wish I had a hoop that would fit a sleeve. Right now I'm using this size hoop. This is a size 12, but I need something that will come down like at an angle or something like that. That would be awesome. And I wonder if he's about the same size as Inosuke. My Inosuke might be smaller. Let's see. I'm just trying to see if the head shape is the same size. Mine is a little bit bigger. Okay. That's okay. As long as I can get the rest of the body in and we're in proportion. Okay. So bringing it down. Now, by the time you get down to the lower part of the sleeve, you might not even need the outer hoop, but I'm going to try to use it as best I can. Okay, let me slide it over some. All right. I'm not going to put the other side of the hoop on. It's pretty tight right now. Okay. Now, I use a hoop to keep this in place. Let's see, he's got another button here. And he's got I guess this pocket right here. They're white. Okay, let's see. Now I have a choice. Either I can leave this black, like the black parts the same as the jacket itself, or I can paint it. And I found that if I paint the black onto the jacket, it looks a lot more impressive, or it gives me another option of what to, for my black. Like right here, his jacket that he's wearing, it has, it's like an off black, so you can see it, then a deeper, darker of that color, kind of like maybe like a deep, dark brown. And that way it's not pure black. I think because the lines, I think, are pure black. Let's see, make sure that my hand is in the right place. That's the handle. I'm trying to keep it as clean as possible. I don't mind if it's a little off. I just want to at least get the gist of the character here. There we go. Now the pencil I'm using to do my outlines is called a Stabilo white pencil. And let's see. This is his belt. And he's got more of his sleeves here. Let's see. So here's where his arm is. Now, as much as I like doing the characters, I like doing them in different poses. Like I'll find their source image, but I usually like to change up their pose. But for this guy, I'm just gonna leave it like how I see it. I did find one where someone did a fan art of him leaping in the air, and but his eyes were open, and I'm like, I could close his eyes. I'm like, no. And another thing about me, which makes me weird, is I don't like drawing from a drawing. Especially if I'm doing realistic looks. I definitely would rather go with a realistic character. So I would take like the design that I see and then put it on like a real model or something like that, or draw it onto, as with a real person's look. It's not much different. But yeah, I'm gonna just stick with the way the character looks, and it'll make me happy. It'll make me happy, and I think I'll appreciate it more if I can capture the way they look. Okay, slide down, and I really want to capture his stance, even though he's terrified out of his mind. He still has a really good stance. Okay, and now I'm gonna have to take the hoop off, or let's see how far it'll let me go. Not very far. Yeah, and I might even be cut off. Okay, so let's go ahead and take the hoop out. And if you do happen to buy a hoop, they come in two parts. There's the outer ring that keeps it in place, and then there's the other part that's inside. And then this would fit on through here. It has like a little bit of a loop to keep it from sliding up, and it keeps your fabric in place. This is the inside that goes, and it'll even tell you this side up. And you just put your, and it'll keep it from sliding. It's pretty awesome. Use them all the time, all the time. Okay, let's see if we can just stick this onto here. I like usually having something underneath, something that'll give me support. Let's Let's see. Do I have anything stiff enough? I do not. I do not. Ah, a book. Back when I used to read. Nah. These things are handy. Okay. So like maybe a book inside to give me some support. I still need to make sure I'm in proportion. Because I think I might be too big. Let me see. Make my source image a little bigger, or rather, let me make it a little smaller. There we go. All right. So, drawing what you see, you want to look for landmarks. So one of the things I do is I kind of look to see what the shapes are creating. So there's like a diamond shape here. And this is part of his jacket or kimono. Let me see if we can get that to flare out. It's going to kind of wrap around my sleeve here. And then on the other side, there's this part comes down and then out again. And then his leg, here's his arm right here. His leg kind of comes out this way. His thigh. All I know, damn it, is I want to get all these feet in here as well. Let's see. Alright, so there's that diamond shape I was talking about. That's like his inner leg shadow. And then the other one comes out not quite halfway down. And it comes down at it gathers at the little below the knee. So there's so the knee is about right here, and I want it to kind of gather and puff out here. Let's see, I don't have myself in the camera, I don't think. Let's see. Yeah, I am in there. Okay. I moved my keyboard a bit. All right. Okay, and then there's the calf. It's like kind of centered. It looks like he's going to end up stepping on the very bottom of this. So I don't have really good placement here. Oh, I think I'll make it. Hold up. Hold up. Wait a minute. Okay, here we go. Here's my foot. Or his foot, rather. There we go. Yay, we made it. And then we could play a little bit with the proportions and stuff like that. Once I've got some paint on here, I can go in any direction I want to go. Now any areas that are going to be considered dark, I'll use less white paint on it, and it gives a decent contrast to the rest of the image that is lighter. Like all of this is going to be super white because it's going to be painted over with like a yellow orangish color, and then I've got some white bows that are going to be put here, like about right here, right here. It's all going to be covered up with white, and then this right here is black right here, and then his sandals, this part is white, and his feet are black. There we go. All right, so I just got to do the same thing to the other side. Slide, book, slide. Okay. Okay, so this was, let me find my diamond shape again and then work my way back down. Okay. This was inner thigh. I just got to make sure I get it pretty tight. Now, if you have a hard time drawing on, you know, without a hoop, one of the things you can do is you can take your book and pull it taut and just grab it from the bottom if you can, and that will give you, it'll keep your jacket from sliding, your fabric from sliding on you. Or you can get like some clips if you don't want to hold it, depending on how long it's going to take you to draw. Now, if you can't draw, there's always options. There's some transfer paper that comes in white, that like when you put your marks on it, it marks white. You can use that. If you're tracing or whatever, or transferring your own image onto here. Okay, this is the downside because I need to see the other side of the leg in order to gather where I'm going here. Okay, that was the triangle, or rather diamond shape. Okay, and from the gathering here, his other leg kind of appears right here. Okay, there we go. Looking for any kind of landmark. Now his other leg will gather a little bit over here closer. They're almost touching, even though his legs are pretty far apart. And hopefully you're giving yourself more space to work. Me, I'm right in front of my camera and my computer. Let's see, this is part of the kimono. Let's see, and his leg comes down where the kimono touches. Here's where the kimono touches the sleeve of the kimono, and it goes out. Come on, you, go out. There we go. And what I do is I pretty much like gather it like this and then just add my color, or lack of color. Let's see, and I'll just bring his leg down from here, and then I'll look at it and see if I'm in proportion and adjust from there. All right. Okay. Okay, so this is where the gathers are. It comes down at an angle. It's a little small here, then juts out here. And it just gives him a lot of space to move his legs in whatever position he needs to be in without it getting too tight. Okay, and this comes out right here. I'm going to go onto my cuff just a bit. Now, this morning, what kind of delayed me a bit is that I was looking at some videos. They called Inosuke, the one with the pig head, a waifu. I always thought that was just for women, but cool. And or called him Best Boy in one of the videos I was watching. And that was a lot of fun to watch because I'm like, yes, yes. I was about to leave a comment. I'm like, no, I gotta get started. I got some stray lines, some stray threads here. I gotta cut those off. I don't think I have my scissors nearby. No. Either that or burn it off, one or the other. Okay. Right, and then there's the bottom of his shoe, his sandal. All right. Let's see, today is Thursday in my world. So, I'll probably be working on this weekend. Don't want to bore you guys with watching me paint the white layer. White layer is kind of boring. The color layer goes pretty fast, especially if I have all the colors readily available. And I'm just making it nice and dark so I'll be able to see it. Now, painting on here, you would think it'd be really super time consuming, but it doesn't have to be. If you are waiting for it to dry, there's some options to help it move you along. You can paint on a box, or what I think I'll be doing for the lower part of the sleeve is taking, let's see, either like a book like this, and then I'm going to put it in the sleeve. Let me see, let me move this out the way. A notebook, because what you don't want is anything like the book like I have under here touching the other side of this. You don't want that. There's no airflow, and plus the fabric paint will have a tendency of getting sucked down into that, and not only messing up your book, but it'll take longer for this part to dry. And it doesn't take, it's not like oils where it would take forever to dry. I found that if you apply either a hot air gun like I have or a hair dryer, you can hasten along. The only thing is the more layers that you put on, the more bubbles will appear, and it'll have a rough texture. But that's okay, because you can always take a little bit of sandpaper, rub it against the roughest parts, and then you can kind of smooth it out. You don't want to get it to where it's like a nice smooth gradient, you know, like you don't want it super smooth. You don't want to take your paint off, is basically what I'm trying to say. Words are hard on Wednesday. But Thursday, holy crap. No excuse then. They were harder on Wednesday than they are on Thursday. You're closer to Friday. And then the only words I can say is, thank God it's Friday. Oh my God, it's Friday. Nothing can fade my mood Friday. Yes. Look at me. Thursday Eve, getting all excited about Friday. So that's when I can sleep in, I can draw if I want, I can play my video games if I want. Let's see. Sorry, I'm not in the chat for some reason. Why am I not in the chat? My window disappeared. There we go. There's my window. Hey, Ian. Morning. Yeah, Ian's thing, he wants to see me without the iPad. I love the iPad. I feel rusty already. You are so funny, Ian. Oh my God. Yeah, yeah. I use my iPad if I want it. Yeah, but the next couple months, I won't be using it as much, because Inktober is coming, and yeah, you can use iPads now, do electronic drawings now, for Inktober. It's still, you know, it's your own thing. It basically Inktober was to be uh, to help this one particular artist with his inking skills, but also as a prompt to help people to, you know, try to fit art into their lives, you know, on the regular, with causing as much stress as possible. I hate those words. If you hate the words so much, make your own. But it's like, it's not Inktober if I'm making my own words. I don't know. It's double-edged sword. Anyway, it's a challenge, and I'm going to treat it as such. And I'm going to bellyache the entire time. No, let's do that. Okay, let's see. Yeah, this is September. October will be, I'll be drawing on either a jacket or a shirt. I was half tempted to buy an Inktober shirt. Shoot. And I think they only have it in shirts. They don't have hoodies. And I was going to just draw on that. And then I'm like, $29, good. I started doing my Chris Rock routine. Good Lord, that's a lot of money. What can I get for 50 cents? You know, that sort of thing. And so I've got a hoodie. And I got my talents. So I'll make it my Pinktober. Last year, some of my drawings got colored, some of them didn't. And the way I justify, this thing is going to fall apart on me. The way I justify it is that I am using a pen to outline, and especially if it's on white. I need a white hoodie. That'll save me a lot of time, but my hoodie is black. Yeah, I need to go on a quest for a lighter colored hoodie so I don't have to do all this priming crap. And I can stay on the daily prompts. Yeah, must find white hoodie. Or light colored hoodie. Alright. But even if it's a lighter colored hoodie, I still want to have some sort of base color on it. Alright, let's see where we are now. Let me get this out of here. We'll let the book fall where it may. Oh, damn spot. Okay, there we are. Okay, so let's look at our sleeve thus far. Open you up. Not too bad, not too bad. Let me put this down. Let me see if my sword is the right length. His sword is almost as big as he is, or almost as long as he is. Let's see. It can go a little bit bigger at the top here. We'll just add about an inch or so at the top and have it touch the sleeve at the top. It's good to see you again. Aw, thanks. Okay. Alright, so here we are thus far. There's his sword, and it extends above his head quite a distance. Okay, we've got his face. Let me see. Now the test is to make sure his legs aren't too long, but that to be okay because people only look at me for a heartbeat. Yes, I'll be the envy of all the children. Let's see. Or those who like to watch anime, which is a lot. Okay. All right. So now what I need to do is fix the kimono on this side, which means I have to. And this is another way of thinking round this damn sleeve. Okay, so his sleeve on his kimono. There's his elbow, and then from his elbow a little bit down, his kimono kind of folds like that. It attaches kind of like right here. And then folds outwards. Yeah, this one's going to be fun because he's got a lot of repeating patterns on his kimono. It must have been fun for them to draw. It's usually anime characters don't have that much detail on them. Okay, here's the outer part of the kimono. And it's gonna definitely wrap around. There's a lot of kimono here. Okay, so let's see. There we go. Okay, and then his, let's see, his kimono comes up about here, but he's also got his sword sheath right here behind him. I can hear my book going, "You miss me now, Kim?" Just drop me onto the floor. Could have used me. All right. And actually the bottom of that part of the kimono is like right here. And then it should reach around and contact this one, this part. Okay. Let's see, we won't see it at all right here. So it should be coming all the way around to here. Okay, good enough for government work. And this is the opposite side. Going up at an angle. And let's see, and this is part of the kimono that sticks out. And then this is the part that comes down into the end. Okay. And then he's got like this little shadow here. All right. We are ready for business. Let's see. I don't want to do this without having something inside of it. Okay, so some of my alternatives, if I don't have something that it will fit down here, like I was using this takeout Chinese tray, and I think any lid that is narrow would work. Here it is. I was using something like this, which would, if I gather it, it gives me it'll give me a tight portion right here inside the jacket, and it'll protect the underside, because when you paint, you're not like a pencil where you're adding force to it. So I'm going to use this on the inside, and when it gets a little too tight, I'm going to use something like this or cardboard, and when I put it in, it's going to inflate the sleeve. So let me show you what I mean. So it'll give me a tight portion like this. It's not touching the backside of here, and it's not going to touch the backside of here, and it'll dry faster when I apply heat. So just an alternative for folks who get frustrated. They put a board under here and it just takes forever for it to dry. When you pull the board out, you've got paint on it. It sucks. So this will definitely help it dry faster. And it doesn't have to be a notebook. It could just be any cardboard that you can kind of bend, and it'll want to come back to its normal spot, normal shape. See, I don't recommend it for books because look, I bent the crap out of this, but this is just my crap. It's my crap. All right, so in the meantime, I don't use the hoop in this particular sense because I don't want to paint all over my hoop. But the hoop doesn't give you anything to protect the underside of this. Like say you're throwing, this is thinner, and you're throwing paint on it, the paint will seep through and ruin the other side. So then you'd have to improvise, throw stars or whatever on the other side, and you'll have a bad day, I'll have a bad day, everybody has a bad day, and then Trump gets elected. Let's see, what else is there? Okay, so I only got a few minutes, but I can at least get the ball rolling in those few minutes. You have a choice. Now that I've got everything in here, I can either just slap the paint on because I have a good silhouette, or I can try to be as meticulous as possible and get as close as I can, leaving indications of where stuff is. And I think I like that better. It takes a little bit longer, but when it comes back to getting back to the proportions and the ideal shape that you had started with, I think this is the way to go. So, where's my little Chinese lid? I hear you. I hear my plastic. Where you go? Oh, here it is. Plastic next to plastic. It's being camouflaged. But yeah, so far so good. I want, while I'm drawing and getting ready to prime, I still want to add that other side of the foot. So while I am here, I don't have much time left. Let me put this back under the hoop. Hopefully I'm not going to struggle too long to get it on. This is a thicker fabric. Oh, I got a different size hoop too. I've got at least 3 different sizes, maybe 4 if I count some of my other ones, the little tiny ones that I can't find. And it's good to have different size hoops if you're having fun with this. Let's see, so his leg is right here. The other leg is going to be back here a bit more. Now this hoop doesn't have any kind of lip or anything that will keep it from sliding off. It's just wood on wood. So, and this is a 13.5-inch hoop. The other one that I have is a 12-inch hoop. It just gives me a little bit more to look at. Now this one here also gives me grief about tightening it up. Let me take it down a bit. But now that this is a tighter fabric, and again, I'll want to have something underneath it. I should have chose this one. Like a cardboard or something underneath it and just pull it tight. There we go. Or some clips to keep it in place. But since this is pretty thick, it's not gonna matter too much. Okay, so I got it on, and his legs were pretty far apart from each other. Here's this one. So I'm gonna start at the crotch here. His knee would show about right here. And start to come down. Then here we go. His knee is right here. That was his thigh, sorry. Big difference, Kim, big difference. He's got some gathers right here. Here's the knee. And usually I have a board in here, but I didn't anticipate using this, so I didn't bring it over here. Don't have enough time to go hunt it down. All right, and then his other foot. Luckily, this is a pretty simple design here. Now, it looks like his sandals are red, so I got to remember that. It's a contrast to the green. And then on the back of his legging thing here, and it kind of gathers like that. Make that a little smaller. Make this a little bit thicker just to give it a little bit more weight. Yep, so I got a little bit more to paint on the front. Well, a lot more because I gotta get these little black thingies here. I want to see how it looks with fabric marker, and maybe I can just do it with fabric marker. Let's see, or use me fabric markers. There we go. And if it dries well, then I'll use the fabric marker on it. If it doesn't, then I'll just stick with the paint. It's better to probably stick with the paint. Let's see, we'll try the Arteza. All right, and yeah, I really like the Arteza markers. The only thing is that they do go out over time, and you have limited colors. Shit ton of green though. Yeah, I like the paint better. I mean, it works. This works. It gets it a little bit blacker. It's not too bad. Yeah, when this was brand new, it was nice and juicy. These are a little old. And I've used the crap out of these things when I was doing the other shirts. Yeah, I would definitely buy this set again, but I have to always keep in mind that I only have a limited types of colors. And if I need a shit ton of green, I'm definitely buying that one right off the bat. Let's see. I've got tulip. I don't see the black in this one. It might be in a different pouch. I want to catch the wave. Alright, I don't see another black in here, so yeah, we're going to stick with the paint. Okay, let's see. And this is the tulip fabric marker. Oh yeah, tulip is nice, but it's such a tiny tip. It's really good for the details. Alright, decision made. Alright, so I've got this to play with. I got to make sure I got his little sandal in there. And it looks like it goes all the way to the end of the heel. Alrighty, you guys, thank you so much for joining me. My alarm's about to go off, and it's very annoying. And I will catch you on the morrow. Tomorrow's Friday. Let's see. Alright, so we got part of a heel. And let's see what it'll look like. I need a better looking model than myself here. There we go. Yup. Let's see if one of the neighborhood guys will like model for me when this is finally done. Let's see, I gotta paint this either black or see if I can keep it up with the green. But yeah, there's the feet. And let's see if I can get the entire beast here. Move these out the way so it doesn't fall. Okay. Got the little claws. Now I'm going to come back through on the dragon and add some blue and light blue to give it a watery look. And then definitely going to throw some other accents on here. And I was thinking about having it kind of do this kind of S shape and maybe hit the sleeves, you know, so that, you know, kind of ties everybody in. And then on the back we'll do his sister. I think also on the hoodie, I think I'm going to put this little cat mask like right here on the side, like how he's wearing it. Alright, you guys, I will see you on the morrow. The cat mask will probably be pretty fast. Alright. You guys have a great one, and again, thank you for joining me, and thank you, Ian. You have a great one, and thanks for the compliment. You are always fabulous, and thank you for keeping me, what is it called? Not a purist, but keeping my skills up, because I was getting a little rusty. I was definitely getting a little rusty. Well, what the hell am I talking about? Ah, there goes my alarm. All right, you guys, have a great one. Bye-bye.